Hey everybody, welcome. I am Chris Pinnell and I'm going to be going over Chapter 13, which is centered around event management. And being able to manage events smoothly is absolutely crucial to creating a good fan experience, gaining repeat customers, and to promote your product to new potential customers in the future as well. And this goes for every level too, not just the professional level. A local YMCA basketball tournament, a JV football game, and even the Super Bowl all need to run efficiently to ensure a good experience for customers so they want to keep coming back and using or buying or viewing your product, whatever it is. So with that being said, we're going to dive into the history of event management and we'll try to discuss some key points discussed in the chapter along the way as well. So just to get into this, we're going to start with the history of event management, and it wasn't really until the late 1800s until managing sports events became an integral process for sports clubs. And the main reason for this was for the almighty dollar, is what most decisions are decided for, but it certainly was very successful for teams. And as you can see now today, I mean, sports bring in so much money each and every single year. I mean, it's the reason the players are getting paid so much, the coaches are getting paid so much, and it's a very lucrative industry. So just a little bit of an example here. We're going to go all the way back to the late 1800s. Former pro baseball player Albert Spalding, he would tour North America trying to market the sport, basically just meeting fans and just trying to talk up the sport and hype it up, do promotional events, things like that. And these were early examples of what we now call brainstorming tours, which is defined in the book as the travel and appearances at events of star athletes and teams to promote the popularity of a particular sport. And these became quite popular as sports like the NFL and boxing adopted these strategies and began doing brainstorming tours as well. And a couple examples from the NFL and boxing. So, owner of the Chicago Cubs, George Halas, I believe that's how you say his name. I apologize if it's not. But he used his star player, Red Grange, to help promote the sport and gain interest. And what they would do is kind of what you would think. Go do promotional events and things like that just to get people involved in the sport. Because when you see a player like today, if you see Patrick Mahomes doing tours and meeting people, it's going to get you excited about the sport because he's one of the more polarizing players in the entire league. And also for boxing, they also forced their event promoters to attend business aspects of managing events, as some of these events were bringing in nearly 7 figures in the late 20th century, which was quite a bit of dough back then. And this began to boom, and in the 1960s and the 1970s, this growth led to the emergence of multifaceted companies called sports marketing and event management agencies. And these agencies act on behalf of sport property. And if you don't know what sport property is, it can be a little bit confusing, but it can be a number of things, including players, teams, places, and companies. So it sounds kind of weird, but someone like Patrick Mahomes, he is a sport property. It falls under the player name. And then for teams, the Cleveland Indians, obviously that is a sport property. Places, an arena, a field, whatever you want to call it. So, Progressive Field for the Indians, that is a sport property. Then a company like Nike or Under Armour are also sport properties as well. Now, originally, these agencies were established to represent athletes with kind of like some legal activities, but as the industry evolved, this expanded into doing big promotional events like TV deals and other things to increase revenue. And like I mentioned earlier, the sport world brings in a ton of revenue each and every single year, so obviously these strategies have worked, and when you can run smooth events, it's going to want to keep people coming in, because if you go to a Browns game and you have a bad experience, you're probably not going to want to go back and waste your money doing that when you can watch the game at home for free. But if you have a good experience, you're going to go back, spend money, buy stuff from the concession stand, buy merchandise and things like that. So when you can have a nice, smoothly run, efficiently run event, it's going to keep people coming in. They'll tell their friends about it, and then you're going to get the word of mouth, and it's just going to keep bringing more people in. But that's pretty much all I got to talk about here, so I do appreciate everyone listening, and thank you.